All right, everybody, 早安. We'll try to adjust this camera real quick. Looks pretty good. Okay, so, 很开心看到你. I'm gonna do some videos for you guys to help you see. All right, get in, which just means like to 到达, 进站, right? You get in, and then pull in and get in are the same, but pull out is 刚好相反, is depart. So 出发, our train will pull out at 7:15. Pull in is we're going to arrive. 外国人比较喜欢用 get in, pull in, 音节比较小的字, right? So foreigners, native speakers tend to say like get in, pull in. Arrive is a little bit more formal, okay? This doesn't really matter. Let's listen to this, and I'm going to circle the answers, and then that will be it. Here we go.
Unit 7, Recording 1.
Good evening. I'm Greta Fox. Were you late to work this morning? Well, you're not alone. A recent transportation survey conducted in 10 cities has found that the average morning commute time has increased to 47 minutes. That means that we're spending more time in cars, on trains, and onboard buses these days as we head to work. So, what's keeping us on the road longer? What better way to find out than to follow one of these brave commuters during rush hour? Jeremy Wexler reports.
It's 10 after 8 and I've arrived at Sullivan Station, where I always catch my regular 8:12 train to the city. Usually Wait a second. They just said that there's a delay. It's Friday, and this is the third time this week my train has been late. Many of the trains on this commuter line are old and need service. That means they break down often, usually at least once a week. When that happens, trains run less frequently and become more crowded. We'll see what the problem is today. It's now 8:26, and I'm finally on board my train. We're pulling out 14 minutes late. It turns out that a train did break down a few stops back. As a result, it's very cramped here and impossible to find a seat. It looks like I'll be standing for the first part of my commute. Okay, 8:42. I'm waiting on the platform for my connecting train to take me to Central Station. Once I get there, I have the option of walking to the studio or taking the number 3 bus. Because the bus is not very reliable, I usually walk. But if I catch it at just the right time, it saves me 10 minutes. Nothing to do but wait and hope. I'm noticing that they've made improvements to this station. It's cleaner. They actually have benches to sit on, and there's art on the walls. Because of that, this part of my trip has definitely become more pleasant. The trains might not be punctual, but the stations are looking better. Walking it is. The number 3 bus was nowhere in sight when I got to Central Station. I'm already 6 minutes late to work. Still, I have to say that trains and buses and walking are all better than driving. Traffic is getting worse every day, and parking is more expensive. If I can leave my car at home, I guess it's worth showing up to the studio a little late. But at least this time, I got to do some work on the way. This is Jeremy Wexler reporting.
Okay, you can listen to that again one time if you're curious. 就可以再听一次，如果你很好奇的话。Just use the YouTube video. Okay, Jeremy Wexler, he's a reporter, so 他是记者, right? This is a news broadcast, so it's a 新闻报道, and it's about 关于这个记者的 commute, 他的通勤的经验, right? So, my commute is from Guting to Shixing, right? So I usually take the MRT, but now I will ride a bike or even like 溜直排轮, and I'll go on my rollerblades. Okay, so the average commuting time is increasing. 就是现在平均的通勤时间是越来越长. It's increasing, right? 越来越多 increasing. Decreasing is 越来越小, right? So it's what? And remember, he has to wait he has his 8:12 train. So it says 10 after 8, which is 8点10分，他到了那个车站，但是他的8点12分的火车还没到，right? The 8:12 train does not come at 8:12. It is late. Okay, so things like that. It's making the average commuting time increase. And also later on, it says, oh, 车塞的状况就是路很塞。There's lots of traffic jams, things like that. So 也开车也很慢, right? So everything is slow no matter what. Jeremy probably lives in 郊区, the suburbs, right? 应该the suburbs are kind of like 林口 or 就是有可能你要从 suburbs 开车到市中心需要半个小时以上, right? So a lot of Americans, we like to live in the suburbs. 那个可以有院子啊，在美国 suburbs 有院子, right? You have grass and 有草, right? 你的家比较大, right? 你没有在城市内, right? You're not within the city, but 你离城市是蛮近的, right? So it probably doesn't live in the city, and we know that because 好像他要搭 more than one train. Jeremy takes more than one train to work. 所以到那个工作的地点，他都是要搭好像2班火车, right? He 转车, he transfers. Remember transfer that word? He transfers stations. Oh, by the way, get in. Don't say get out. Get out is 滚开, right? 滚回去, right? Get out, right? 离开, 马上离开, right? So get in can be a ride, but we cannot say get out. Get out 不行, right? Get in, pull out 都可以的。It is common 普遍, right, for the 8:12 train to be late. 就是常常那个8点12分的车有时迟到. I think he said 这周有5天3天就是没有准时. Yeah, so it was not punctual 3 times this week. So there's a problem with the trains. His office is, I think it's actually near, 应该是离那个火车站很近，可是他可以走路 ，right？ 他想坐公车，但是好像那个公车是已经走了 ，right？The bus has already left, it's not there, and he can walk to, which means 应该是比较近 ，far from is 比较远 ，right？He's probably sitting on the train, standing on the train. Remember, it's because 第一班车是没有准时到，所以就是等到快8点半嘛。I think he's waiting to almost 8:30. So he's standing, right? 应该没有座位, so he has to stand. He's probably standing on the train. Okay, and then we'll keep on going. The trains are, I think it's older, right? 因为比较旧, right? So they break down. Breakdown is 故障, right? 都是出问题, right? So they break down more often, right? 比较频繁, yeah? So more often. Okay? And then they run. Remember, run is like the 班次, right? 频率 is about frequently. So they run, I think they run less frequently, right? 所以班次比较少. Remember? It's like 那个8点12分的车没有到，所以就是很多人都是要打同一班的车 ，yeah. And people are less likely， 就是几率可以找到一个座位 ，less likely to find a seat. Okay, and then the stations are cleaner. 他说那个车站是比较干净。He also said, 他们有什么艺术啊，所以车站越好 ，right? They have art. The stations are getting better. So the commute 那个通勤的经验 is more pleasant. 就是现在比之前还要好，因为车站有进步。Pleasant is kind of like 可以 just means very good. Traffic is worse. 就是路况 is traffic, yeah. Transportation is more like 交通 so it's 路况 these days 就是这几年就是路况就是越差 right 就是比较差 worse. Commuting by car is slower, right? 因为车就是路很塞 so commuting by car is very, very slow. All right, that's about it for that. And then this right here, it's cause and effect 因果关系. So as a result is like 因此 I did not eat breakfast. As a result, I am hungry. 我没有吃早餐，因此我很饿 right? So I did not eat breakfast, so I am tired. Because of that is kind of also like 因此 right? I didn't eat breakfast. Because of that, I am hungry. 我没有吃早餐，所以于是因此我很饿，我现在很饿。That means that it's like 那个意思是 right? I did not do my test. That means that I will fail the course. 我没有做我的考试，所以那个意思就是我要被当 right? When that happens, 那个东西发生的时候 right? When when students don't do when students don't show up to their tests, they have to do a test at 7 a.m. in the morning. So 就是学生就是没有就是睡过头没有考试that when that happens 那些东西发生的时候they have to wake up and do a test at 7 in the morning. Okay, and then down here it just says hub, commuting hub, right? So that was the 枢纽, right? You could say a 城市是一个枢纽, right? He said the like Taipei 车站 could also be a hub. All right, that's about it for that. Let's move on. And now we are going to watch the video real quick. Okay, here we go. This is pretty boring, so get ready. Okay, availability, it says the fact that something can be used or reached. So availability is 有没有货, right? Is there something that we can use or reach? 有没有跟他联络, right? So you might ask a doctor 就会问医生你有一些 availability 吗? It just means 你有没有空? Do you have any time? Do you have any availability? The bottom line, the total amount of money a company has made or lost over a particular amount of time. 就是 bottom line 就是有很多什么表单，然后公司最下面就是有没有赚钱 right? It's bottom line is about 有没有利润 right? Have they made a profit or not? And perfect match is 追配, two things that go or work together successfully. So you could say something like Kobe and Shaq 是追配的 right? Or you know, you could also say 凤梨在披萨上是追配的 right? Pineapple on pizza is delicious, which is definitely not. Okay. And then right here it says bike share. Bike share, it says bike share programs. Bike sharing, what that means is it's like U-bike. So you don't have to like 租一天一个礼拜什么的，就是你可以马上借，然后就是马上就是几分钟、半个小时、一个小时后就去不同的站还 right? Like a bike rental, 如果你要租有可能就是要返回去同样的地方。So bike sharing is just what U-bike is. Now I use a bike share to get around town. So this is what it means is 去 right town 不同的地方我都是骑 U-bike 的意思 yeah. So I get around Taipei by MRT. 我搭捷运就是去台北的不同的地方。Get on is like 上车 right? So I get on the bike near the station and drop it off 10 minutes later. So I get on at 景美 MRT station. 我在景美捷运站就是上捷运 right? Drop off is like 送回去 right? So some people, you can also use drop off to say like about kids. So 爸妈就是那个妈妈会送孩子去学校 right? 应该是早上7点. So the mom will drop off the child at 7. And then pick up is like 接机, you know, pick up at the airport or 接孩子 right? I'm going to go pick up my kids. I use bike share when I have to pick up my son at school. So 家长可以 drop off 送去学校 pick up 接孩子 right? That also has that meaning, but you can say drop off a bike, pick up a bike, whatever. All right, let's watch this video real quick. It's pretty boring. So get ready.
Well, it's so easy to use. You come up to a bike, you make your adjustments, you stick in your key fob, and you right away. It's great.
Instead of taking the metro and then transferring to another metro line, I'll take the bike share to the red line and eliminate a metro transfer. Kind of makes the commute a little easier.
It's a good way to see BC instead of walking around.
And it saves your leg muscles and energy for the actual museums and stuff to see.
Once I got into the swing of it in about a month,
Good swing of it,
I
she
found
won.
I was riding absolutely everywhere.
Milano 很厉害
Bike sharing seemed like a perfect match for DC.
Perfect match.
Dense
Okay.
urban area. A lot of people like to bike, and we want to get more people out biking. We have 114 stations with about 1,100 bikes. People join bike share for a year, a month, or a day, and they receive a key in the mail for a year member, or they use their credit card to go up if you're a tourist user. You can take any of the bikes from any of the stations and return it to any other station.
We understood that the bike share program was going to come to Washington in a big way, and so we wanted to be an early adapter. It's been well executed in the way that DDOT has approached it, so we couldn't be more happy with the program.
We like street life. We like people out on the streets. It's great for business to have people in cafes
people riding bikes down the street, more people walking from place to place during the work hour, just means that many more people circulating through the downtown area in an easy, healthy, and affordable way.
DC is very much a professional biking city. Everyone bikes around in their suits and their work clothes, and I've used it a number of times when I'm dressed up to go straight into work.
Well, I started to use it because I live in New York City and I come down to DC for
他
work.
应该是华人
And
菜
because I can't keep a bike in the office and I go straight to the office from the train station, I actually use bike share to get around town. I've been using it for meetings and getting around late at night. It's just been really convenient.
I know at any given time I can get to pretty much anywhere I'm going, which is in about a 3-4 mile radius, in about 15 minutes.
It's a simple, easy bike. It's 3 speeds. It's got a basket and a bell. Built-in lights so you can use it at night. They're safe. They're solid. They got a nice style to them. They're safe for young people and old people, and they're kind of cool too.
It's good to adjust the seat first, put your bag into the front. You know, it's very easy to just start up within a minute or so of getting to the station. It really doesn't take much time at all.
I walk out my door, I get on the bike, I drop it off here, and then I go. My favorite part is that I don't have to worry about my bike getting stolen.
After work, I'll take it to go to the gym, or if I have to go pick up my son at school, I'll cycle. There's a bike show right outside his school, so I'll drop the bike off there, and then we can metro it home on the bus.
Part of our system is to keep the system clean and operating, whether it's oiling chains, fixing brake cables. And then another major part of our contractor's job is to redistribute bikes. So if a station is full, like it typically is downtown in the morning, the van comes by, picks up 10 or 15 bikes and takes them back uptown.
The Spot Cycle app is great because you can check and see how many bikes are there, you can see how many docks are there. But sometimes it's frustrating if you get to a bike station, you arrive at your destination and there are no bikes left. You can alleviate all that by just checking out the availability of the open docks.
So any new tools, any new choices that we can bring into the transportation equation that people have is going to improve mobility for everybody in Washington. So it's a constructive thing for the economic health of Washington in general.
I kept seeing all of these red bikes zooming past me when I was walking to work that just sort of hit me on the head. Why haven't I signed up for bike share yet?
Right now we have about 14,000 annual members. The majority of those live in DC and Arlington. And then we've had about 40,000 day users since we've launched. And those numbers are increasing.
Without really changing anything else in my lifestyle, since I've started, I've dropped about 25 pounds.
If you're close to bike share now, you have access to a whole other group of people that you didn't have access to before. The downtown business community and also the business communities all around our neighborhoods in DC really believe that having sustainable forms of transportation in their areas improves their bottom line.
Okay, awesome video, yeah? Okay, I have the answers right here. Bike sharing works well in, the answer is urban. Urban is 都市, so Taipei is an urban area. Rural, 乡下 is, you'd say Hualien is more rural, okay? Stations, remember, it could be 车站, yeah? Where a stop a lot of times is like a 外面的站, right? So it's like a 公车的 stop. You'd say a bus stop. A station 常常是一个有可能是建筑物, it's like a whole building, but 不一定, not always. So I would usually say bus stop, where a bus station 有很多公车可以搭, bus stop 就是要在外面等, yeah. So that's the major difference. Station a lot of times has like a 建筑物, it has a building, where a stop is just outside. So I would call like 世新前门是有 bus stop, right? I would say it's a bus stop there. I would not say a bus station. But if you say station for these bikes, that's fine. Okay, and then so, oops, where'd it go? We're back here. There are 114 stations and 1,100 bikes, so 有114个站，然后1100个自行车, yeah. And then this is just similar to their bike sharing is very similar to U-Bike. But they're like 有一个年，就是每年都是要交差不多2700块台币. They have to pay $2,700 per month. I mean, sorry, 每年. Every year they have to pay that much. Where it's like Taipei 你用才要付钱, right? So in Taipei you only have to pay for a U-Bike every single time you use it. Where there it's like 你就是每次年你付那个会员的费用，你就是可以尽量用, right? You can use as much as you want if you pay the $90. So there's different ways to do a bike sharing program. You can join for a year, a month, right? A month or a day. So it's, remember, a year, day, what's in between that month, right? 一年是12月，然后就是每个月有差不多31天。Okay, bike sharing is not only open to residents. Open to is like 居民可以用 but and then people go, foreigners? No, 应该不是外国人 because it 应该是 tourists. Tourists is 观光客. So you have 当地的 you have more like 国内的观光客, right? You have domestic tourists and then you have 国际的观光客, international tourists. Residents is 居民 and citizen is 国民. So Luke is a resident of Taiwan. 但是不是国民, right? So you can be a resident but not a citizen. And then tourist 有可能你是花莲人，但是你来到台北算是tourist 观光客, right? So if you come from Hualien and you're here to visit Taipei, you're just a tourist, right? So 就是 tourist 就是来一下下，那 resident 就是住比较久，有可能1个月以上。All right, business is the next one. Oh, sorry. Okay, and then the program is great for business. Business here just means 赚钱的意思, like making money, and it brings more people to the downtown area. Downtown is 市中心. Uptown, you might hear this. Like downtown 常常是比较南部一点，就是那个一个城市从那个地方开始。A lot of times it's like a city starts from the downtown. But and if I was to say the downtown of Taipei, I would say like something like 101, like 101信义区. But it could also be like Taipei 车站. It could also be main station. Jingmei is not downtown. Now, when I think of uptown, it's like 淡水 or maybe like is it 美丽华? Something. There's businesses, like there's places you can go buy, clothes and stuff like that. 有很多商店，但是不像那个市中心，就是那么多的公司什么的 right? It's like 有很多家可以住 right? There's a lot of homes there in the uptown area. Okay. And then keep on going. The bike has 3 speeds, a basket 篮子, so 有3个不同的速度, and then a bell 铃, and a built-in light for use at night. 就是晚上的时候有一个 built-in, which is 内建 built-in light. So just like the U-bikes, they have a light. Okay, solid is 稳固. So the bikes are not only said 不止安全，但是也是稳固的 yeah. So they're safe and solid. Solid can also be very 稳定 right? So it's like 我们的球队都是非常的 solid right? 非常的稳定，就是不会那场输下一场赢什么的 right? 就是比较稳，就是每一场可以 right? Solid can also mean that, but here this means 不容易坏掉. And then another one, they said we have to keep the system 需要让那个整个系统或整个制度 clean is 干净 operating is 运作很顺利 right? And fix the bikes 也要维修一些车 right? Which is they do the same thing. When a station gets too full 就是有可能就是车满了嘛 right? 就是太多的自行车 we have a van, okay? A van that picks up bikes and then transfers them 转换到 them to another station, which is what they do. You might be curious, this is a van, or this is a truck, okay? So a van is big all the way to the back. So 这是一个 van, 就是到后面就是也有一个屋顶。但是 truck 后面没有屋顶 right? So there's no roof on a truck, okay? That's the difference. And then last one, businesses think 就是公司. Now business, it's good for business. Business here is about 利润, about money. But here business is like 公司. Businesses think that bike share has improved their 就是加强 their bottom line, which means 利润, it's about money. They're making more money and they're happy about that. We don't need to do this right here. Yeah. It doesn't really matter. But this one guy said he lost weight, 就是25个英镑, which is 10个公斤, right? He lost 10 kilograms, which is 25 pounds. Okay, that's about it for that. And then connections. Connections I don't care about. They use the word bike sharing. Is bike sharing a good idea, not a good idea? You can look at that. It's like this is the 会员费, the membership. 没有提供安全帽, right? All right, so there's different programs for this. Here's our writing. Okay, remember it's dear 亲爱的 right? That's important. We can maybe talk about this later if you're interested. 如果你有兴趣的话，我们之后可以讨论。All right, and then the reading. 就是阅读的部分太长了，但是 one interesting thing is like 在加拿大接近20%的人都是在国外出生 ，right？ 现在的人口都是20%在国外出生，新加坡是接近43 right? So you know Singapore, Canada, Germany, they have lots of 就是在国外出生，但是有可能现在已经变成加拿大人了，新加坡人、德国人 right? So I think that Taiwan is probably very similar to India in terms of almost everyone in Taiwan who's here was born in Taiwan. Okay, but it shows you that some countries are very diverse. But other than that, that's not too important. If you care to read this, we can talk about it later. Okay, and then speaking. If you're curious about this has the 工作证, the work permit and things like that. We don't need to talk about that though. Okay. 但是如果你有好奇的话，你可以问我, right? If you're curious, you can ask me. And then last one, expanding your fluency. Okay. This is like 可以一起讨论的, right? If you care, just contact me. This is just a special card. Doesn't matter. All right. Thank you so much. We're done. Bye bye.